Alright, let's go ahead and give it a couple minutes for folks to pile on in. And also to make sure that Steam isn't screwing with the control setup for ye old game. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. Okay, we're on the world map where we can save. That's perfect. What's good, neighborhood? It's Friday. It's Friday. I hope y'all had a fantastic week. We're about to cap it off with one more installment of the retro remix. We're going to be focusing a little bit more on Legend of Dragoon today. Hope you don't mind me, straightening up a little bit in the background, just trying to keep the desk clear. Oh. See, this is what happens. This is what happens when I cut into a hot sauce packet instead of just tearing the corner off. I start thinking, oh, well, that's a fresh packet that I haven't opened yet. Only to squeeze it and hot sauce comes out everywhere. Yeah. Well, anyways, we're going to be getting in some more time on Legend of Dragoon today. Been looking forward to getting back to this pretty much ever since Tuesday. I mean, Wednesday we had, Warframe Wednesday, and then Thursday was the 34th anniversary of Metroid, so I had to play some AM2R. But now we're going to be getting back to it. Getting back to the good stuff. Getting back to the classics. Well, more of the classics anyway. While that's going, I want to double check something real fast. Okay, and thankfully... Okay, so just really quick, I've been doing some more tinkering with the... I've been doing some more tinkering with the Discord server, and now I actually have, now I actually have a bot that announces when I go live. I think I might actually change it to where it makes the announcement in the Main Street channel as opposed to just on neighborhood TV. So that way, folks will actually get to know when I go live. Morning, GQ, Chop. Good to see you both, man. Yesterday was fun. Actually, Chop, it's funny you mentioned that because the bot that I'm using for it actually does give me the option to, you know, have you put announcements for when others go live too. So, I mean, I could set something up for when you guys want to watch, say, when anyone wants to watch one of your streams when you're playing Gears of War, or Or GQ when you go live with, anything you've been playing recently. I mean, it's neighborhood TV, so there's got to be more channels on it than just mine, right? So yeah, I will be going through and more setting up more commands, more channels for it to actually focus on. Sorry, Ryan, but no, it only works on Twitch. You nasty buzzard. All right. And there we go. That right there got Lavitz the spinning cane. Hold up, hold up. Speaking of additions, let's see. Volcano's still level 1. I'll get his harpoon up to level 2 before swapping over to spinning cane. Volcano. Man, see it's happening again. Why is it that these old school games have music that just slaps so freaking hard, man? Oh, ow, 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 ow. Now, if there's honestly one constant annoyance that I have with, living here in Texas, it's the mosquitoes. Hey, what's up, Blue? Well, like if I remember right, this game came out in '98, so this was pretty much around the same time as Final Fantasy VIII. So you could say that you could say that this game definitely is a good ways ahead of 7. Okay, I need to double check just to... Legend of Dragoon. Nah, you're right. It did come out in 2000. I don't know why it is that, like, I think it's just like the latter portion of the PS1's life cycle that just kind of all blends together for me. It feels like it's literally it all just feels like it came out around the same year. You know, this could have been an early PS2 title. Eventually, I'm gonna need to get my PS3 back, or at least get another PS3, so that way I can go back and re-download all the stuff that I had digitally for it. Because I had like a good number of the stuff I had, like Moondiver and Hardcore Uprising. I also had Legend of Korra as well. I mistimed it. Right? Dude, Hardcore Uprising not on Steam is a crime. Anarchy Reigns not getting a remaster or being available in this current generation is a crime. Like, that's an outright tragedy. And hell, Mad World not getting a remaster or remake is just sad. True, true, true. I honestly would like to see a sequel, or at the very least a continuation in that world, you know? Because I mean, there was a good amount that they established, not just in Mad World, but also in Anarchy Reigns. I mean, and that's all just from telling the story, initially telling the story from Jack's viewpoint, before moving on to Anarchy Reigns with, both Jack and Leo as dual protags. I mean, there's really. Ooh, excuse me. I think there's a lot that they could do with that. Yeah. Having it on Steam is nice, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's on Steam. In fact, Give me a tick. I can double check and see how much it costs. Because I bought it a while back, so I forgot how much I paid for it. Let's see. MGR on Steam. Oof. Right now, it's still $30. Mm, yeah, the fact that it's on Steam is nice, but when you consider how much Metal Gear Rising costs just to, you know, get it physically and get it for the PS3, yeah, yeah, that's basically it. That's Konami. Oof. And that just reminds me of what happened a couple days ago with Koei Tecmo and with Fairy Tail. Right, 60 bucks for the base game, and then they're charging another full $60 for the season pass. And that's for what essentially amounts to cosmetics. It's not even anything gameplay changing like new characters or stages. Well, whatever it has to do with, I mean, hell, people were willing to give him a pass if the season pass were at least 30. If it was 30, which is closer to the normal cost for season passes, a lot of people wouldn't have been as upset about it. The Koei Tecmo diehards. But the full $60, hell, Koei Tecmo Japan they are getting rightly roasted for it. I mean, hell, even some of the Muso content creators that I follow, like Dark Masamune 87, like he put up a video on YouTube yesterday, and man's pissed. neat. So, earlier on Twitter, I was talking with someone Xenoblade Chronicles, about Xenoblade Chronicles Cross, and you know how they thought that the pacing was off as far as the story goes. And coming to this point in Legend of Dragoon and thinking back to that conversation, it really makes me appreciate it honestly makes me appreciate the pacing of the pacing of stories, the stories that were told in older games, largely due to the fact that since patching and hot fixing wasn't necessarily a thing on consoles, when you got when you released a game, it had to be content complete, especially in regards to the story. And yeah, while some games like Final Fantasy VII and Xenogears especially, had a lot of plot holes or were just woefully incomplete compared to what the developers initially wanted, then you had games like Chrono Trigger and like this, where we're pretty much an hour, maybe 2 hours into the game, and you're starting to you're starting to pick up more bits and pieces of what's going on, and even here, where you could, in a way, call this like an info dump segment, it still feels right because it's like you just broke into a prison, broke out your best friend, teamed up with teamed up with a knight from a foreign kingdom. All three of you were on the run from a whole bunch of soldiers, from an entire garrison full of soldiers. And you get to a point where, you finally hit that sort of moment of rest where it's like, okay, now we can gather ourselves, we can collect ourselves, gather our bearings, you know, go over what we know and make our next move. And this right here is exactly what I was talking about as far as the pacing of the story and as far as, being able to have that moment of rest where it's like, let's recap what we know. And once they finish that recap, then they get right back on mission. Hey, Riona. Okay. So now that that's out of the way, guess it won't let me, knock that branch down to make a path, will it? You're absolutely right. Okay, let's put another arrow in this thing. Ah. Thinking back to last night with those solo hunts I ran against Frostfang Barrioth. Not only did I really enjoy those fights, but the gear you get from them. That armor is so dope. Frostbank Barry. Yep, that's his new nickname. But my only complaint about him is that that monster's only going to be around as an event hunt. He just being dart over the head with a rock. How dare you throw that rock at me? Howdy, howdy, Warden. Good to see you. Ooh. Oh, my neck wasn't supposed to pop like that. Ugh, that could have ended ugly. No counterattack for you. Oof. Again, another rock to the face. Alright, let's get some more healing in. Okay, so let's see if we can find something like a... There we go. Oh, there's something else I was missing? I didn't even need to use any of those healing items. Man. Now you see, after playing through and beating Chrono Trigger, now it's making me wonder. It's making me wonder what other, what other classics I can, throw on and do for playthroughs. And hell, I'll probably run a poll on Twitter and in the Discord server for you guys too. See what else you guys want me to. What else you guys want me to play through? I mean, I was thinking maybe after this, I could do something like I could do another playthrough of Brave Fencer Musashi. I mean, I know I played through it. I know I played back through it last year. Oh, don't even worry about it. I mean, if enough folks want to see me play through it again, then we could go for it. Let's see. I could do that. I was thinking maybe I could do something like. Well, I could do Grandia since I've got it on Steam now. Let's see. There's that one. There's. Now, I know for a fact for a while I was playing through Skies of Arcadia. I've got the. What you call it? Yes. I've got a Wii and GameCube emulator. And I was playing through Skies of Arcadia on the GameCube emulator. Really, which RPG maker were you looking at? MV, or did you want to wait until later on this month when RPG Maker? Oh my God! Well, when the new RPG Maker comes out. I've played a little bit of Vanguard Bandits before. Well, I might probably go through that. But yeah, I was also thinking I might probably pop in Legend of Legaia. Or maybe even Legaia 2. Chop. My man. Oh, I forgot how much I love Jade Cocoon. Might have to go with that, or hell, maybe even what you call it, Legend of Mana. I see. I just wish that. I wish that the disc swapping feature. I wish that that had actually worked. That's what it was for RPG Maker MZ. But if the disc swapping feature worked on these emulators, then what I would probably do, or would probably have been doing by this point, was playing through Monster Rancher. Shit. Well, guess that didn't work out. Hmm. I'll have to look into that. Now that right there was just a lucky coincidence with that branch. definitely going to have to look into that. But speaking of, I know, I know for a fact, and I have seen this before, that I am not the only one, especially here in the chat, that wants to see, well, not just Monster Rancher, ported over onto like current gen systems, but either a new Monster Rancher game or just a straight up Monster Rancher remake. Considering all of the disc media that's available, or hell, imagine being able to use imagine being able to not only use disc media but also use QR codes for generating monsters. Like, the possibilities for monster generation are damn near endless at this point. I still have yet to play that. Like, the last Monster Rancher I played was 4. Like, I played 1 through 4 and Monster Rancher Advance 1 and 2. But I will definitely have to... I definitely have to see what I can do about getting my hands on a copy, or, if nothing else, downloading to emulate Monster Rancher Evo so I can play through that. Yeah. That's what it is. There's so much... There was so much story being conveyed, so much being told just through that little exchange and through Lavitz's actions, that You really, it didn't take much for you to get a better sense of him as a character outside of combat. Like, oh hey, you guys look like you're having a rough time of it. What's going on? You know, civilians from an enemy country on the run, and Lavitz, without skipping a beat, is just like, look, my king, my superiors, they always, they're always going to reach out and help people. Doesn't matter what country they're from. And then he just offers up space in his home to this family that's on the run. No prompting, no nothing. Just Lavitz being a good dude. And there's just so much backstory being told about who Lavitz is as a person. And it's really nice to see. It's one of those nice examples of show, don't tell. Like, how are you gonna? Nice. After seeing those pictures you put up of that pipe, it literally makes me think that there ain't much that could be worse that you'd have to go through. I could be wrong though, and I mean, hell, that's just one job out of countless ones where you've probably taken pictures of some wild shit. Oh yeah, that's right. So volcanoes at level 2, that's good. Boop. Oh, Musashi Samurai Legend. I played it on the PS2, and it was eh. Nope. Okay, I'll tell you my exact thoughts on Musashi Samurai Legend. It was like they tried to turn Musashi into Sonic. Yep, it was like they tried to turn Musashi into Sonic, and they succeeded at neither. Exactly, Andre. Like, that's... The original was very much a... It very much felt like a 90s anime. You know, it was... It was bright, it was vibrant, it was wild, it was wacky. But it wasn't wacky for the sake of being wacky. You know, it had a sort of cohesion to it. And it had a lot of charm and personality. With Samurai Legend Musashi, they just... Exactly, a straight man lead in an odd world. And it worked. Let's see. The team doesn't seem to be leveling up much. Give me just a moment. Alright, let's see what we can get done. Sounds about right. And the redesigns for Legend wouldn't have been so bad if the game itself was decent. Oh no. Let's see. Guess now the purifiers are coming in handy. Yeah, that sounds about right. There we go. That last little bit of damage sealed it. Okay. Need to go up and then down that way. Right. Alright, now we're actually getting to that point where one addition from each of them can actually put enemies down. And that's that. But yeah, it would be like trying to give... There we go. Right. In fact, that's exactly what it was. You know, a great parallel for Musashi Samurai Legend would be comparing old school Battletoads to the new one. Total vanishing. What's that? Huh. Really, Lavitz? No. Yeah. They're bros now. Lavitz and Dart are now bros. This is great. Alright, Ooh. Okay, Shauna is not doing so hot on the defense part. Oh, that still hasn't dropped it yet. Now, Crash 4 is looking good. Alright, let's, Okay, so, I'm thinking we'll actually go ahead and, we'll go ahead and make this an extended stream, you know, go for 2 hours instead of just the one. Or at the very least, we can keep on going until we hit a, until we hit a better stopping point. However, since we are since we are in the middle of a fight, this will actually be a perfect time for us to go AFK for a little bit. We'll get up, grab some drinks, grab something to snack on. Because, I mean, I've been sitting in front of this thing for a full hour. And then some. I need to get up and stretch. But that being said, keep it locked right here. I'll be back in a couple minutes. You know, I could not have said that better myself. The new Crash definitely looks like it was made with the intent to, well, it was made with love. You know, it was made to bring in new players and excite the old fan base. You know, not to, like you said, not to monetize the consumer, not to monetize their player base. There we go. Got it. Lavitz being a mama's boy is so endearing. Ooh, excuse me. Okay. New area with a save point nearby usually means there's a boss fight coming up. Alright, and in one series of attacks, that's one enemy down. Ooh, sorry. Bandana. Huh. That's an equipable for Lavitz, but It doesn't do much for his stats. In fact, it seems to lower them. Ugh. Yeah, that thing was coming up, and I'm like, huh, I expected it to be bigger. Oh, there it goes! Okay, starting with some solid damage. Let's see what happens when I drop a thunder item on this one. There we go, 228. Ooh. He just straight came out, no holds barred, just tried to bite her head off. This is putting all my mashing experience to work. We seem to be doing a fair bit to this thing. Okay, I've got enough to put one more spark net on this bad boy. It's almost down. 2, 3. And there it is. Down you go. Oh. And that thing just got straight vaporized. It'll be fine when we get to Bale, I think. All we need to do is just get out of this cave. And there's going to be one more fight before we get out. How did I know? Whew. Well, if nothing else, at least that last fight didn't leave us completely, it didn't leave us depleted on items or health. And it makes it better that guarding actually heals you a little bit, too. Now, I'm trying to remember, what stat is it that actually determines how much you heal when you guard? Well, either way it goes. Actually, that's what it should be. You know what? Let's make it an hour and a half. We actually hit a really good stopping point right here. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and call it here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me for this past hour and a half. It's been a lot of fun, and I am planning on coming back with more. In fact, I finally managed to finish installing Phantasy Star Online 2, so who knows? I might probably play and stream that a little bit later. But that being said, don't forget about the links below the player. If you guys need to buy anything gaming related, check those links out. It'll help me out. But till then, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Stay good, neighborhood.